Hi there, welcome to Kneppyinvests and welcome to June 2024. I try to start recording this video right on 4 p.m. I missed it by about 1 second. So normal trading has finished for the day. We just have to go through the closing auction. Now, I actually wanted to finish this particular video at the end of trading. Instead of finishing it at the end of trading, I'm starting it at the end of trading. And the whole reason behind that is my computer completely froze up 30 minutes into the recording. So not only did I have to start the computer afresh, I had to start the recording afresh as well. And it froze through me talking about the number one announcement of the day. And for those who do follow IPOs, probably have inkling what that company is going to be. Now, overall, an okay day on the market. Small caps are up 0.36%, but the ASX 200 down a little bit, all ordinaries down a little bit, and sort of an okay day on the markets. And typically, when we have no lead in from the American markets, we have an okay day because we have no idea what to do. Should we sell off or should we buy hugely because we just don't know? And the reason why there was no lead in from the American markets is because they celebrated a federal holiday. It was Juneteenth, which is a combination of June and 19th, because on June 19, 1865, I was going to say 1965, but no, 1865, June 19 was the end of slavery. I believe something was ordered in Texas, if I remember correctly. Something was ordered in Texas, and that is sort of like the official end of slavery. So Juneteenth is a celebration of the end of slavery in the United States, and it was made a federal holiday in 2021, so only recently. Anyway, the agenda for today's video is fairly similar than other ones, but no tweets. And one of the reasons no tweets is because I'm already behind by about 1 hour from when I want to be. So what we'll do in today's video is I'll go through the ASX today, looking at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, and also companies. Then we'll go through the top 5 announcements of the day. And I had a lot to choose from here. And I did want to touch upon those companies that did not make it into my top 5. And there was quite a few. So if I have time, I will touch upon these about 6 or so companies. And then I do want to have a look at a few charts. And one of those companies I want to look at, Tyro Payments. There was a comment, and I want to look at Tyro Payments and also Brookside Energy. And the reason I want to look at those two companies is because I want to cross off a few of the comments and questions you have or have given me over the past few weeks. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. And I might want to have a look at some other charts as well. Maybe Kogan. I want to have a look also Drone Shield. Drone Shield actually released an announcement today, and I thought instead of featuring that company in the top 5 announcements of the day or the honourable mentions, I might have a look at the chart of that company. Anyway, so let's get stuck into it. Having a look at the ASX today, and here we are. And let's have a look at the sectors and indices. And this is the second time I've gone through this. But it has changed a little bit since the first time. And I've just noticed that healthcare and IT are down a little bit from when I initially recorded this video, while real estate and financials are still up. And energy, which was originally down, is now up. But real estate financials had a good day or an okay day, while IT and healthcare have had a bad day. And indices, gold's had a good day, small caps good, banks have had a good day as well. So let's have a look at the ASX 20. In fact, the ASX 20 is flat. So you would assume 10 companies up, 10 companies down. First time I did the video, that is what happened. I think it was 9 up, 10 down, 1 flat. So let's have a look. Yeah, 9 down, 1 flat, 10 up. This is exactly the same as it was when I initially did this video. And let's have a look at the best performing companies in the ASX 20. We have Aristocrat Leisure. I thought that would be one of the worst performing companies, but it's one of the best, if not the best. Yes, it is the best. CBA, QBE Insurance, Rio Tinto, and Fortescue, which makes me think that Iron Ore had a pretty good day. And the worst performing companies in the ASX 20, Transurban, CSL, which is a healthcare company, and that could be one of the reasons why healthcare sector is down, because there's no other really big healthcare companies on the ASX. ResMed is pretty big, I suppose. So actually, let's have a look at the healthcare sector. What other big healthcare companies are on the ASX by market cap? We have CSL, which is by far the biggest, Cochlear, of course, ResMed, and Fisher & Paykel, all down. In fact, Cochlear down 4.3%. So the four biggest healthcare companies in Australia are all down. Pro Medicus is up. I can't believe Pro Medicus is the fifth largest healthcare company in Australia. And then we have Telix is now coming in at number 8. Wow. And Neuropharmaceuticals is not far behind, coming in number 11. Wow, Neuropharmaceuticals. Anyway, okay, so let's have a look at the best performing companies, and then we'll get to the worst performing company. And I've already gone through some of these. First time I've gone through this particular video. So Terra Metals is up 158%. Now, this company did release an announcement in regards to some sort of TM1. It was copper and PGEs, sort of a hit or something. Drilling, that's it. Drilling confirms discovery of large copper and PGE sulfide reefs. Now, this has nothing to do with Great Barrier Reefs or something to do with the ocean, because there's actually a national park in America called Capitol Reef. That's in Utah. So reef must have some sort of geological definition, which I actually don't know. Anyway, so large copper and PGE, which I believe is platinum or plutonium, something. I've already forgotten what PGE is. Now, this sort of announcement doesn't really interest me all that much. So PGE is platinum group elements. Anyway, probably the most interesting thing about this announcement is where this particular project is. 15 kilometers from BHP's 1.7 billion Nebo Babel mine development. There you go. Drilling results to date confirm that Dante Reefs have the potential to host a large sulfide deposit containing copper, gold, PGEs, vanadium, and titanium, the first of its kind in Australia. So a little bit of interest in this company today, Terra Metals. So let's have a look at the chart, TM1. And in fact, the chart looks pretty ordinary. And the reason behind that is if you go all the way back to 2019, there was a company with ticker TMA or TM1 on the ASX, and this particular company listed in June 2022. So it hasn't been long on the ASX. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of, not that one, this moving average channel, just so we can hone in. This could be considered almost a breakout. So share price up a lot, massive volume coming in, and I have put this into my high volume spec watch list. I just want to see how the share price performs over the next few days. If you don't see a lot of selling, this could be a speculative trade because of this particular chart. Share price is at an all-time high for Terra Metals. So even though I might not be interested in this particular announcement, and one of the reasons why I might not be interested is because I don't think you would be able to completely understand this sort of announcement unless you are qualified in reading geological announcements. And this would be defined as a geological mining announcement. And I don't have that expertise to do that. But what I do have expertise, in my opinion, is looking at a chart. And today's action, price and volume action, looks intriguing to me. So definitely I will put this company onto my watch list. Got in my high volume spec, and I'm going to put it into my Buy Australia, which is a watch list where I look at the companies in that watch list every single day. Anyway, so that's the best performing company on the ASX today, Terra Metals, up 158%. And then coming in number 2, we have the top announcement of the day by far, Guzman y Gomez. Now, it says it's up 37%, but if you go to ComSec, you'll notice it's got no percentage change. No percentage change, flat. And why is there no percentage change? Well, this company listed on the ASX today. So technically, there's no change in share price from yesterday, but the company did IPO at $22. So that's why we do have a difference here between market index saying the share price is up 37%, because it listed at $22 and the share price, I think it opened at about $30. Yeah, opened at $30. So that was an immediate 30% increase in share price on open. And I will talk about this company later in the video because I just don't understand why the market is interested in this company at this particular valuation, which is extreme in my opinion. Anyway, So Guzman y Gomez, the top announcement of the day, and a pretty good performing company. Also, coming in number 5, we have Control Bionics. This company is also featured in my top 5 announcements of the day. And also, Asset Vision is also featured in my top 5 announcements of the day. So, pretty good day on the ASX for those companies, particular. And Control Bionics and Asset Vision are two companies I have had a sparing look at in the past. In fact, I don't think I have looked at Asset Vision at all in the past. I have looked at Control Bionics briefly, but both companies released interesting announcements today. So I'll talk about those two companies later in the video. Healy Group had a nice bounce after a bad day yesterday. And that's all when it comes to percentage changes. Let's have a look at the list of companies. Top gainers by market cap. We have Guzman y Gomez. Drone Shield did release a contract award, up 8% today. We'll have a look at a chart of Drone Shield. So I'll feature Drone Shield in the chart portion of this particular video. But definitely Drone Shield was in consideration as a top 5 announcement of the day, but I decided to leave that to the chart section of the video because I am a shareholder of Drone Shield and I do want to be too biased. Demerics had another good day as well. So Demerics doing really well. Drone Shield doing really well. Metro Mining has been popping up on my list. And Electro-Optic System, another good day as well. And Findy, up again. Pips going higher. Findy. Now let's have a look at the worst performing companies on the ASX today. Melodial Global Health. I did feature Melodial Global Health yesterday, down 50%. Yesterday, down another 35%. And Melodial Global Health share price is moving towards or back towards 0.1 cents. For those who didn't listen to what I talked about in regards to this company, someone also mentioned this is a terrible company. Where is it? Here. So Melodial is a joke. This is Motto KHY. Melodial is a joke. The market cap is 600,000. I don't care about what the market cap is, but they have done 2 share consolidations in the past 4 months. And I think they might have to do a third one because the share price is quickly moving back to 0.1 cents. So hopefully you are not a shareholder in that company. Other than Melodial, nothing else is ringing a bell here in terms of companies that released announcements today. So let's have a look by market cap. And we have Red 5. No. 1A or WA1 Resources were up 27% yesterday, down 6.8% today. St. Barbara, another bad day. Nothing else here. Oh, Mayfield Group, down 10%. Hopefully you're not selling out of that because the share price is dropping. That company is starting to look even cheaper than it was when I bought in at 77 cents. So down about 10% from when I bought. So let's have a look at the Mayfield Group chart. I just think this is just panic selling. I'm pretty sure this is panic selling. And this could be, yeah, this is a panic selling. Share price is still in an uptrend. So I'd say some people, after I did a video, some people bought at maybe in the 90-cent range, and now they're going, oh my God, share price is going down and they're selling. I think today could be almost capitulation. So a fair bit of selling today, and I would not be surprised if today was capitulation for Mayfield Group. This is what happens. This is what happens a lot for companies that are illiquidly traded. And yeah, I'd say this is capitulation. I wouldn't be surprised to see the buy list or the buy side of this particular, whatever you call it, actually build over the next few days as people see some value in this company because the P/E ratio of this company is now about, I'd say it's probably about 8 or 9 right now. Anyway, so Mayfield Group, a little bit of volatility for that company. And I'll probably also say you should not be an investor in this company if you can't handle the volatility. That's very important. I have no inclinations of, not even a thought of selling my position in Mayfield Group. In fact, I more than likely would buy some more shares in this company just because of their outlook, which is quite bullish. I'm pretty sure I talked about that when I did a video on that company. So if you can stand the pain of the share price decreasing 10% in one day, just because it's panic selling, then I think you have success in store for you in the long term. And otherwise, nothing else that has piqued my interest. Oh, there's Brookside Energy there. I did want to discuss Brookside Energy in today's video because there have been a few comments in regards to that company. So I can write off, I can, what's the word? I can, write off a few of the comments. In fact, what you can do is just go BRK There we are. So Isaac Westcott had this question about my thoughts on BRK. And if you go back 5 months ago, there were a few questions about BRK, which I did not answer. In fact, quite a few. Anyway, I did a video many years ago, 1 year ago, Brookside, is this oil producer cheap as chips? I still think it's really cheap. Knowing about pit traders, would be a motivating factor for Brookside management not to do a share consolidation? Anyhow, I have not even. So sometimes sometimes I don't read every single comment. Anyway, so let's go back to the top announcements of the day. How am I going to do this? We'll start off with the top 5 and then talk about the honourable mentions. Yes, let's do that. So let's have a look at the top 5 announcements of the day. Starting with number 5, and coming in number 5, we have Mader Group. So Mader Group share price was down about 5%, now only down 4.76%. The company did release one announcement, but within that announcement, there was a few interesting things. So Mader welcomes strategic investor and reaffirms financial year 24 guidance. Now, the reason the share price is down is not because they reaffirmed financial year 24 guidance, is because Mr. Luke Mader, which is the founder and executive chair of the company, sold some shares, about 10 million shares in the company, but he still maintains over 50% of the company. And a lot of shareholders panic when a major shareholder or the founder sells out of some of his shares. And I think that's the reason why the share price is down today, because they reaffirmed their previous guidance. No reason to sell down on that particular news. And this is really interesting because I want to talk about another company in a second. So this is the whole reason why Mader share price is down. He didn't give a reason why it's down. Maybe they wanted to decrease his holding, because that's his particular holding in this company now at 52% is a significant holding for a founder, but some people like that. Now, I don't know if they mentioned who invested in this company. So they mentioned here, a tier 1 global financial services company has acquired a significant position in Mader. This group is among the world's largest investment management organizations with over $2 trillion in assets under management. Is that the Norwegian sovereign fund? Possibly. I don't know. Anyway, well, what price did he sell? Doesn't say there. Maybe we can have a look here. I wonder if I'm just going to have a look at the course of sales. No, nothing. Trade history yesterday, 10 mils yesterday. So it would have been don't remember. Actually, no, we can see, sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, but we can see because there was a change of director's interest notice. So this is Luke Mader selling out of some of his shares, and there should be a price to this. So here we have 10 million fully paid ordinary shares at $6.15. So the share price actually dropped to $6.15. So the market's saying, well, if Luke Mader thinks the valuation of this company is $6.15 per share, then we should actually buy and sell shares at $6.15 or approximately that. So share price opened at $6.50, dropped to a low of $6.12. So it fell pretty quickly to that level. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to discuss Mader is because another company called LGI, which is a company I own, also released an announcement called share sale. Now, this is not top 5 announcements of the day. You can just see a bit of a difference between how the market reacted to both of these companies, because in this particular announcement, share sale, it's again one of the directors or someone, the founder again, and managing director of this particular company. And for full disclosures purposes, I am a shareholder of this company. Anyway, so LGI, founder and managing director Adam Bloomer, sold 1 million shares of this company at $3, which was the market price. So Luke Mader sold his shares below the market price, if I remember correctly, just below the market price. Anyway, so he sold, you can actually see it on the 19th of June, 1 million shares traded, or just over 1 million shares. And the share price, he traded at the share price. Anyway, share price is up. So why is that? And one of the reasons I think why that is so is because, why did I close the announcement? Let's go back. And in fact, I'll open up the change of directors interest notice as well. Okay, so one of the reasons why he sold, and I love it when they give reasons. One of the reasons why he decided to sell 1 million shares is because he wants to reduce his personal debt and fund a forthcoming personal tax obligation. Now, he still owns 16.6 million shares in LGI, so it's only a small portion of his holdings, just like Mader Group, but he sold at $3 and the share price was $3. So there was no discount to, the share price. He just sold to whoever, to a long-only institutional investor. There you go. So I am fairly, what's the word? I am fairly bullish on this company moving forward, and I'm a shareholder. And let's have a look at the charts for both Mader and LGI. So Mader Group. In fact, when you look at the chart for Mader Group, the share price was in a beautiful uptrend. Beautiful. This is a gorgeous uptrend. I'm just going to include this. There it is. A beautiful uptrend. This is exactly what you want to look for. And that uptrend really came to an end towards the sort of the middle or end of 2023, maybe September, October. And the share price has been going sideways ever since then. So consolidation phase for Mader Group. Probably able to see that when we look at the weekly chart as well. Maybe not so much, but beautiful performance since this company lists on the ASX. And talking about that, the share price of this company from when it listed for the first 2 years did nothing, went sideways, and then it moved into an uptrend. This is another reason why just waiting a while when a company IPOs can be a good thing. In fact, look at the volume increase when the share price moved into an uptrend. And this is one of the reasons why I look at volume. In fact, if you look at the daily chart and go back to when the share price broke out, and you can see the breakout perfectly here. This is a beautiful breakout. So the share price broke out in July 2021. And you can see massive volume coming in 15th and 16th of July. And that was just before the breakout. And this is a beautiful breakout. And then we started to see increasing volume as well during this uptrend. So beautiful chart. Study. I actually really recommend studying charts. That's how you learn, studying charts. And now the share price is going sideways. So if I was trading this, in fact, I wouldn't be trading this right now because the share price is going sideways. The only reason I'd be holding this company is if I thought this was a high quality company and I want to own this company for the long term. LGI, I am trading this. I am bullish about the future of this company, but I am trading this, and this is the daily chart. And this company also listed recently, so back in October 2022, and the share price has not been lower since IPO. So this is one of those companies whose share price has increased from IPO. It's fairly rare on the ASX, but this company is one of those companies to definitely follow because share price is now in an uptrend. And in fact, the share price is near an all-time high at $3.05. Probably the only thing I don't like about LGI is just the lack of volume. I'd like to see a little bit bigger volume coming in, but that's okay for me. Okay, so coming in on 5, we have Mader Group, and I've also talked about LGI. And in both instances, the founder and executive director or whatever, CEO, whatever, managing director, has sold some shares for different reasons. Okay, so let's have a look at number 4. Number 4 is a company I know very little about, a company called Asset Vision. This company was mentioned in a recent, and when I say recent for me, Ausbiz the Core. So someone did actually ask about this company. I'd never heard of it. So very rarely have I not heard a company that is featured or where a question has been asked to the experts on Ausbiz the Core. Now, I did a little bit of research on this company, and they have changed their name. They were known as Future First or something like that, and now they're known as Asset Vision. That does sometimes happen when a company changes name. I lose sight of that, and then I go, oh, I've never heard of this company, and then I dig a little bit deeper. And yeah, they've changed their name. This company changed their name, I think it was the end of last year. So notice IT, software and services, up 17.65% today on a business update, my favorite type of announcement. Now, when I read about this company, they are sort of asset manager. They have some sort of platform for asset management or something like that. Anyway, this was an interesting announcement. So ticker code is ASV. Talking about their early release of autopilot and AI. No idea what that is, but I did dig a little bit deeper when I saw or read this announcement. So financial update. positive operating EBITDA. Well, that's interesting. Anticipate revenue to be between 4.7 million and 4.9 million. That's fairly low. But if they're profitable and cash flow positive on that amount of revenue, that could be a good sign, particularly if they scale and show operating leverage. If they increase revenue by, say, 5 million, that might mean profit might increase 3 million or so. So that could be of interest to me. ARR, or annual recurring revenue, is projected to be between 3.3 and 3.5 million. And they also mentioned in the cash section, they are forecasting to be positive cash flow for financial year 25. Okay, so it sounds interesting, but that's all we have. And there's no actually mention of what the company does. So I did actually have to go back to what did I read? Oh, the investor presentation half-year results to get an understanding of what this company does. So I get a bit of an idea, but I just want to know what this company does. And this actually was a good presentation because it gave me a way better idea of what Asset Vision does. Now, this is a fairly small company. I believe they're fairly small. Well, I'm assuming a market cap of maybe 20 million to 30 million, 15.24 million. So even smaller than I thought they were going to be. The other problem with Asset Vision is they're fairly illiquidly traded. So you can see that by the chart. Now, this is the daily chart. Yeah, it's actually not as liquidly traded as I thought. And the funny thing is, you can see massive volume coming in July last year. And that was the bottom, massive volume coming in. And again, volume can tell you a lot. So that was sort of obvious. Just me looking at this, that's obvious. That could have been the bottom. Share price reached 0.6 cents, by the way, not 6 cents, 0.6 cents. And that was the bottom. And the share price has been trending up ever since then. And the share price is at a 3-month high. This will come up on my 3-month high scanner, by the way, because the share price is at a 3-month high. So share price is moving in the right direction. There is a little bit of illiquidity, but that does not concern me for companies like this. So 18 trades today, so not a lot. You can see there is a bit of a gap between the first buyer and the first seller. So 1.8 first buyer, 2.1 cents is the first seller. And even if you go down both of those, there is an increasing gap between buyers and sellers. Now, let's have a look at what this company does. This is a half-year result. So they did release a presentation. I love it when companies release presentations, even small companies like Asset Vision. It gives you a better idea what a company does. So our intelligent asset and mobile work management platform revolutionizes the way assets are inspected and maintained. But there's more. Some of the customers, Transport for New South Wales, Victoria State Government. So we're talking about governments here. City of Newcastle, Shire of East Pilbara, and Ventia, Bolton Hogan, some of these I've never heard of, Alice Arteria. So what do they actually do? And they talk about financial numbers, which I didn't really care about at this point. I just want to know what the company does. And they had some sort of, here he is, so what do they do? So looking for potholes. So this is what this one is. Yeah. So users will be able to select an area of interest, and our AI will show them a rewind playback of what it used to look like and when. Autopilot plus AI, our mobile app will automatically detect potholes and cracking, uploading collected data to our central web portal for visualization and follow-up activities. So that's the sort of thing this company does. And you can sort of understand why a lot of these governments are wanting their platform. So Government of South Australia have signed a 4-year contract. The Department of Infrastructure and Transport. Yes, I can definitely understand. So this company, I don't think this company was on any of my watch lists. No, this company was on 0 of my watch lists, but it deserves a position here. And where would I put it? I'm going to put it into Buy Australia. Okay, so coming in number 3 or number 4, we have Asset Vision, a company I don't know anything about didn't know anything about until today. Coming in at number 3, I've talked about this company a lot. MMA Offshore. I was a little bit nervous because I recently sold out of my position in this company because I was getting a little bit peeved off by management and how they're undervaluing this company. Anyway, so they went into trading halt on the 18th, and the trading halt actually mentioned, what did it mention? It said, in relation to the scheme of arrangement between the company and Cyan. So this company wants to be bought out by Cyan for much lower valuation than what it should be, because this company has issued 2 profit upgrades since this announcement was raised. So obviously the company's performing really well. and management went back to Sai and said, you're going to have to increase the price you pay for this company. And I expect a lot of shareholders were like, yes, we're going to get a significant upgrade in this takeover offer. And you might be able to guess that it disappointed the market. Share price was actually down, not up. That's rare when a takeover bid is increased, but the share price actually decreases on that takeover bid. So here it is. Cyan increases scheme consideration to $2.70. The previous one was $2.60. What an absolute joke. Absolute joke. The market is angry, and rightly so. I'd say most of the shareholders are absolutely angry with MA Offshore management. They've also mentioned here somewhere, if I can find it. Of course, I'm not going to find it. Here it is. Cyan has declared the improved proposal, which is a joke, as its best final offer in the absence of a competing proposal. And I reckon one of the reasons why the share price has sold off is because many shareholders, just like I did, are selling out because they consider the management of this company an absolute joke, and they're just not doing the right thing for shareholders. The right thing for shareholders is obtain the best value for this company when they sell it, and they're selling it for nothing. They're selling it way too cheap. Anyway, I had a feeling, I thought the takeover bid price would be increased to over $3. $2.70 is a joke, particularly because the company has released 2 positive trading updates since then. Here was one on the 13th of June, and I think the other one was before that. Anyway, so that's coming in. That's number 3 is MMA Offshore. Again, disappointing the market. I have heard rumors that some of the biggest shareholders in the company are getting together, so this particular scheme of arrangement will be voted down. And we all hope it is, and then we hope the management of this company are thrown out. That would be the best thing moving forward for MA Offshore. Okay, coming in number 2 is another company I don't know a lot about, controlled by Bionics. I did look at this company, share price up 32.6%. I'm sure I looked at this company maybe a few weeks ago, and I'll show you why I looked at this company. And I have a feeling this, and I'm trying to remember what this company does. I have a feeling they do something in regards to increasing the life, the quality of life for disabled people, so people who can't talk, people who can't walk, that sort of thing. So a technology that lets people who can't talk actually talk. They can actually show their emotions or reveal their emotions, feel what they're thinking about to the outside world. That's what I think they do. And also, based off this, TGA approval granted for Drove autonomous wheelchair module. Okay, so do we really have to even open up this announcement? And here it is. So TGA approval for this autonomous wheelchair module. Sounds absolutely amazing. And I did not even have a look. I didn't even open up this announcement because it just sounded really good. And that's some of the things this company is doing. And so everyone out there has to want this company to succeed. But just because you want a company to succeed doesn't mean it will succeed. But I really want this company to succeed because of what they're doing. So they released a presentation on the 31st of March. I'm not sure if I actually did look at this presentation. But as this presentation opens up, I'm just going to have a look at this company's chart. So this company popped up to my radar for one simple reason. In fact, I have to get rid of this volume today. And the reason why I want to get rid of this volume today is because share price was in a real-defined downtrend. We started to see some big volume coming in June last year, or 2022, but then nothing, no volume at all. Then we started to see increasing volume in June last year. And then, before this particular announcement, we saw a massive increase in volume the last month or so, starting on the 22nd of May. As the share price going sideways, a massive increase in volume. I always become interested when I see volume increasing like this. Now, there is a saying, and have heard this a few times now, that volume many times precede price action. And possibly one of the reasons why we started to see increased volume in this case is because of the expectations from the market that this sort of announcement was coming and would be positive. And that's the whole reason why you look at charts, look at volume, because sometimes you can get ahead of the crowd. In this case, I didn't. I saw the increase in volume and I went, "No, okay, I'm going to keep this on my watch list just to see what happens." And now look at that volume. So if we include today's volume, it just it makes other days' volume look like nothing, because today this company had volume of 20 million shares. If you go through the trade history, the last high volume we saw for this company was on the 4th of June, 1 million shares traded. And most days it's less than 1 million. So this is a significant day for Control Bionics. Was it 20 million shares traded? So the market is now aware of this company. Share price up 32.6%. So let's go back to the chart. And I wouldn't necessarily say this is a breakout, but it's getting very close to a breakout. The reason I say that is if you just draw a line right there, it is at a 3-month high and it is at a 6-month high, but share price got into the long-term moving average channel and there was a little bit of selling today. Share price got as high as 6.9 cents and we did see the share price pull back to 5.7. So there was a little bit of selling today for Control Bionics. So this is definitely, or definitely belongs in my high volume spec. It has a place in my Buy Australia watch list. So I've been following the share price and the chart for this company over the past few weeks because of that massive increase in volume. Probably shouldn't say massive because today's a massive increase in volume, but the increase in volume we have seen in the past month. Now, I was going to have a look at this particular announcement, enhancing humanity through understanding. I think I did have a look at this announcement, yeah. Introduce yourself to your neighbor. Tell them what interests you most about AI. But wait, no writing, no talking, no gesturing, no smiling. That is what they want to do. They want to give a voice to the people who can't talk. The reality of being non-verbal. I just hope this company succeeds what they're doing. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say and talk about Control Bionics, a company I really want to succeed. Okay, coming in number one, without a doubt, with a bullet, is Guzman y Gomez. Guzman y Gomez. So when I was traveling in San Diego, I'm going to have to look at the suburb. This was many, many years ago. I was traveling with a few people. I was a student back then, so I had no money. So what we'll do is we'll sleep in our cars, and yeah, sort of this area here. There's a little suburb called La Jolla. So it's spelled Lajolla. I knew nothing about Spanish, and I was actually sleeping on a beach somewhere. And one of my friends was actually sleeping on the beach, but I was in the car. And at 2:00 in the morning, the car was surrounded by policemen with guns, and they just wanted to see my passport, which is American passport. And I get a lot more respect when I show my American passport versus my Australian passport. And I just mentioned the name. I just said La Jolla, and they all laughed at me because it's pronounced La Jolla or something like that. The J is pronounced H. So when the reason I'm bringing this up is when I try to pronounce this name, Guzman y Gomez, I had no idea how to pronounce this Y, but it is Guzman y Gomez. Anyway, so Guzman y Gomez, listed on the ASX today. Hopefully you knew about this. Share price closed at $30. Share price opened at $30. Now, the IPO price was $22, hence why, when you look at the best performing companies, this share price of this company is up over 30%, because the difference between $22 and $30 is over 30%. But what about the valuation? Would I be interested in this company? Now, the first thing is I very rarely buy into companies that have IPO'd within the first 6 months of IPO, unless the company has released a profit upgrade. So I will never own Guzman y Gomez during the next 6 months unless the company releases a profit upgrade. But even then, it's going to have to be a significant profit upgrade, because I don't understand why people are buying this company today. The reason I don't understand is at $22, this company was, in my opinion, overvalued. The reason I say that is if you go, I'll try to open up their prospectus. No, I won't. If you have a look at their annual report, this company is not profitable. Yes, this company is not profitable and also is burning through cash. Now, understand the revenue growth in this company is really good. So we are talking about the sort of revenue growth I am looking for in any investable company. The company is also expanding not only in Australia, but overseas. And pretty good growth overseas as well. They're even going into United States. I'm not sure if United States will be successful. Pretty sure they're in Singapore, maybe one other Asian country, Australia, New Zealand. So they do have growth plans or aspirations, but how successful that is going to be remains up to see, up to whatever. But the valuation of this company now is $3 billion on something like $250 million of revenue. So even if you look at the revenue, this company is trading at, was it 12 times revenue. Now that would mean this company would have to have no expenses to be at a P ratio of 12. But of course, they have massive amount of expenses, hence why the company is not profitable. So the valuation of this company is a little bit too stretched for my liking. I don't think how the share price will expand much from here. And historically, a majority of IPOs on the ASX see the share price fall during the first 6 months to a year. So I would expect Guzman y Gomez's share price to actually drop from here. Now, the only reason it won't drop is if they start releasing some really positive announcements like profit upgrades, that sort of thing. And I'm willing to wait until then. Even then, I'd have to see what sort of upgrade it is. Anyway, so I'm very happy to see another company list on the ASX, Guzman y Gomez. We have seen a dearth of companies list, and hopefully the success of Guzman y Gomez will lead to more IPOs in the next year. We need more companies to be listed on the ASX. I don't want it to open up the prospectus. I was going to open up, and the whole reason my computer died or froze up is when I open up the prospectus, 259 pages. So I highly recommend having a look at that the next time you can, because a prospectus is a plethora of information, not only about the company, but also the sector. In fact, I'm going to open up the prospectus. Oh, this could be a tricky thing. Now, this is via ComSec, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, so that's coming in number one. We have Guzman y Gomez, and there's no point in me showing you the chart because the chart is like this. There it is. There's nothing. Is it high volume? No idea. Is the share price in an uptrend? No idea, because we have 1 day of trading. And that's probably another reason why I don't like IPOs, because you can't read anything from the chart. There we go. I was a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be. So 259 pages. There should be a little index right here, contents. So this is one of the reasons I love these. I love prospectuses. So investment overview, industry overview, company overview, financial information, key risk. I love the key risk. Key people, interests and benefits, details of the offer, independent limited assurance report, additional information, and then we have a few appendices, significant accounting policies, glossary, additional information in relation to options. So if you go to just the industry info, 41 pages. In fact, we'll go to the 41 pages, or page 41, not 41 pages. That's not page 41, it's page 39. So industry, if you just want to know about an industry, you get so much information. This is talking about the QSR, which I believe, what does that stand for? Quality Assurance Restaurants? Quick service restaurants. There we go. Quick service restaurants. Talking about the quick service restaurant industry in Australia. Talking about the growth, food away from home. So much information here. It's wonderful. And it's one of the reasons why prospectuses are so awesome. And this just keeps on going. Talking about the Australian QCS market by network maturity. So we've got Subway, McDonald's, KFC, Domino's, Hungry Jack's. So if you want to know how big one of these restaurants is, you just have to go here. And talking about growth, how these are growing. So Zimbrero apparently is growing the quickest, followed by Guzman y Gomez, and then Grilled. Nascent. What has a nascent been? Guzman y Gomez's market share. Okay, and then what's this one? Australian QSR net restaurant openings by brand. KFC is the winner, followed by Sushi Hub. You can see I haven't gone through this before. So I'm going to go to the company overview. Here it is, company overview. I just want to see where they do have restaurants. So I'm thinking Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, and America, but there might be one more I'm missing. Japan. Japan, that's it. Japan. I'm hoping they have a bit of a map here. It's an Australian map. I was thinking they're going to have a map fairly early on, but not quite. Well, there's a lot of information here, a lot of stuff. So I highly recommend, if you do have an interest in this company and you haven't looked at the prospectus, have a look at the prospectus. I think it's a must. It's an absolute must. You get so much information, not only about the company, but also the industry as well. So I'm going to close down the prospectus. So that's Guzman y Gomez, the top announcement of the day. And even though I think it's probably overvalued at current prices, I'm absolutely thrilled. This company has listed on the ASX, and the very fact that it's up 30% today and it had a premium to the issue price, I think will give incentive to investment bankers and other companies, well, investment bankers not listing on the ASX, but investment bankers to sort of influence other companies to list on the ASX. Okay, so that's the top 5 announcements of the day. I do have a few honourable mentions to get through. Companies I have not talked about. Let's talk about City Chic. They released an announcement today. Avenue sale, debt facility restructure, and financial year 24 trading update. Now, they're not trading because they're doing capital raising. And I'm going to lump this company together, this company with another company. So City Chic are selling one of the companies and they're gaining, what was it, $18 million from that sale, but they're also doing capital raising. They also say that forecast group sales are down 30% in financial year 24, and pro forma adjusted EBITDA will be negative 9.3 million. Preparations for City Chic's proposed capital raising will remain ongoing. So even though they're selling something, what was it, full beauty brands? No, US-based Avenue business for 12 or 18 million Australian dollars, they still need to do capital raising. Things are not running smoothly for City Chic, and you can see this just by the chart. There's no reason to even think about buying this company. Chart is ugly. There's been a few times when it looks like the share price wanted to go on a run, but those runs failed fairly quickly. And in fact, the share price has bounced off the lows we saw back in November last year. So that's City Chic. On the flip side of City Chic, we have a good news story. And that good news is Bionics. They're also in a training halt right now because of capital raising. However, they released today that the FDA has approved Softra. And I suppose that's what we were all expecting. I was expecting that. No financial numbers here, but that's okay. But they also announced they're doing a capital raising. And that's why the shares are not trading in this company just yet. And I would expect the share price to pop up on the back of this capital raising. No doubt, just by looking at the buyers and sellers, the share price will pop up a fair bit when it starts trading, and the chart looks absolutely stunning. Will I take a position in this company after they go back to trading? Possibly. Chart's a beautiful looking chart. Absolutely gorgeous chart for Bionics Pharmaceuticals. Min Resources, how did the share price do today? Down a little bit. They are getting out of Yilgarn, the hub there. So here it is. They released this yesterday afternoon. After carefully considering all options, the assessment confirmed continuity of the Yilgarn hub is not financially viable beyond the end of calendar year 2024. I don't think this is going to have a significant impact on mineral resources, but it's always sad to see this sort of thing happening. But they will adjust, and people employed there will be adjusted. In fact, they say here approximately 1,000 employees will be impacted by this change, and MinRes will work with them on redeployment opportunities across the company's other operations. So they have almost 800 vacancies across the business. So I'm pretty sure those employees will find some other positions. So that's Min Resources. I've already talked about LGI, a company called Candy Club. This was a company selling candy in America. They went into administration, I believe. I believe they did. A while ago, I think. In fact, I might have to go back 2 years ago to see that announcement. Here it is. Candy Club appoints voluntary administrators on the 25th of October 2022. So I really haven't been following this story at all, but this looks like a backdoor listing. So Candy Club and a company called Scalar, CSALARE, signed share sale and merger implementation deed. So this could be another new company on the ASX called Scalar Partners, Capital Resource Scale. They do have a little bit of a blurb here about what this company does. So the company will change its ticker code as well. Where is it? Where's the little blurb on what this company does? Scalar. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in here. I did read about it. It didn't sound that exciting, to be honest with you. In fact, what I might do is just Google it. Scalar Partners, Technology Investment Fund and Advisory. So it's sort of like a fund manager or something like that. Dynamic force in the tech startup landscape, taking a hands-on approach to guide and support talented founders as they scale their early stage businesses. That does sound intriguing. And yeah, so Candy Club will be turning into Scalar. Probably not even pronouncing that particular company right. And also want to talk about Big Tin Can. I'm pretty sure the share price is up. Yep, up a little bit. There was a takeover bid for this company. In fact, the takeover bid was withdrawn of NBIO. What does NBIO stand for? Non something something something. But today they've announced they're rejecting the NBIO. What does NBIO mean? I can't remember. So received a revised non-binding incomplete indicative offer from Vector Capital at an offer price of 19 cents. The board of Big Tin Can has evaluated the revised proposal and after consultation views the indicative offer as sufficient to engage with the Vector any further. Share price has rebounded today. Looks like the share price will fall below 10 cents though. And this is one of the worst charts on the, well, I'm probably being a little bit over dramatic saying that, but this is an ugly looking chart. And the most recent, the takeover bid before this was at about 80 cents, if I remember correctly. This could have been it here. About 80 cents, and they knocked that back, saying it was too cheap. Share price is now 10 cents, and this takeover bid at 19 cents has been knocked back because, again, it's too cheap. So Big Tin Can continues to disappoint their shareholders, and I don't see how the share price is going to get back up to 80 cents. That rejected takeover bid back in late 2022. Now, I was going to talk about Brookside Energy. They also released an announcement today. Share price closed at 1.3 cents. I suppose this is a positive announcement. FMDP drilling completed ahead of schedule. Now, because I'm falling a little bit behind, I'm going to leave Brookside Energy to tomorrow. Now, I'll talk about this company tomorrow. I should have a little bit more time. Hopefully there's not as many announcements in tomorrow's video. And I just have it right down because I'll forget otherwise. And there was another company I want to talk about as well today. No, it was Brookside. No, it's only Brookside. Okay, so let's have a look at a few charts as I finish this video. Keep this video down to below 1 hour long. So there was a request in regards to Tyro. And here it is. Kirat Singh says, hi, Kneppy, have a look at Tyro. In the past, we pointed out that it tends to bounce when the price hits 76. Share price is up 23% in the last 5 days on good volume. Possibly loose lips, positive news, incoming shares. So let's have a look at Tyro's chart. And I'm not that excited about Tyro right now and the chart. I'll tell you why. Share price up again a little bit today. Some okay volume coming in, but not massive. Now, I don't know if I ever said 76 cents because there's no support at 76 cents. The lows we saw back in July 2022 were about 58 cents, but the share price is still in downtrend. And we have seen the share price of this company rally before, in quite a few rallies in the past. And whenever the share price gets to this longer term moving average channel with this solid blue line in it, it struggles. So you can see it's struggling here, back in August 2023, struggled in September 2023, and it struggled in February, March 2024. So it looks like its share price is getting back into that zone. And if it struggles again, I would imagine the share price falling. I don't think this would be loose lips or anything like that. This is just a bit of a bounce. I just think this is a bounce, just like we have seen in the past. So at this point in time, I wouldn't think about trading this company just yet. The only way I would have is if I expected the share price to bounce. And the last time the share price has bounced, I don't think it bounced off any support level. So that's what I'll be waiting for. Something like Bravura. But I have traded this bounce. So $1 was an obvious bounce for Bravura, and it's up now 10% from me buying a little bit of bounce. I'm just not sure exactly when to sell this position because I'm not sure how far further the bounce has to go. But when you go back to Tyro, yeah, I just don't see where any good signs where the share price is going to bounce. Yeah. There was some nice big volume coming in just before the bounce started. That could have been a sign. But the last two times the bounces happened, we didn't see any big volume coming in, which usually is a sign the bounce isn't going to be that strong, although the bounces have been okay. So that's Tyro Payments. Not for me at this point in time. Kogan, though. So I have this little rectangle here, which is a support level, support zone. And Kogan has fallen into that zone again. In fact, it fell into this zone about 2 or 3 weeks ago and has been in that zone ever since. Now, the last time the share price of Kogan fell into this zone twice, the share price bounced fairly quickly. And the last time it bounced really a fair bit. In fact, it more than doubled in share price in a fairly short period of time. Share price has fallen all the way back into that zone. So an easy trade here and a low risk trade would to be buy at current levels. And if the share price falls below this zone, you just sell your position at a small loss with the possibility of a really good bounce happening with Kogan. So I am looking at that, but I have not taken a position in Kogan. I'm following DXN every single day. This is like my project now. Some good buying coming in today, but again, a little bit of selling, really good volume. So maintaining the good volume we have seen over the past month or so. Share price did rise by 10%, which is good, but there was a little bit of selling. Share price got as high as 7.6 cents and closed at 6.8. Let's just have a look at the buy sell, the summary. Yeah, so this is an interesting one. I'm fairly bullish on this company just because of the volume coming in. And they did release a pretty good announcement a few days ago, or maybe a few weeks ago. And the market is interested in this company, but there is a bit of volatility in this company. But this is me. I have taken a small position in this company, an initial position. But this is one of my, I wouldn't say test subjects, but I am following the company on a daily basis just to see and gauge how sentiment and psychology works, because the sentiment in this company drastically shifted in 24 hours. Yes, actually it wasn't 24 hours. It was within about 2 or 3 hours. It changed significantly from really negative to positive. So that's DXN. And the last company I want to show you is Drone Shield. So Drone Shield did release an announcement today in regards to a contract win. And the market loved it, up 9%. I didn't think it was that good. So Drone Shield awarded 4.7 million contract. To me, that's small. That's small for this company. This company now has a market cap of $1 billion. Yes, $1 billion. I believe it's 1 billion. 1.3, I was actually a little bit off, 1.3 billion. But the chart looks absolutely stunning. I expect, and I keep expecting the share price to pull back, but we just don't see the pullback. I believe this is just fund managers just taking a pretty big position. Many fund managers may be taking a big position in this company. You can just see that with the volume, massive volume coming in 2024. But I do eventually think the share price will pull back. Don't know how far. I don't know when, but I just keep on riding this company's share price movement. And that is all I have for today's video. If you have any thoughts, any questions, leave those in the comment section of this video, and I'll eventually answer or talk about your comments. So go ahead, do that. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.